we always saw them in their full makeup and stuff. But it's funny, those guys, a couple of years later, they came to Greece and they won the Eurovision Song Contest.
I was voting for them.
Me too.
First time I ever did that.
Yeah, me too. I agree with that. Yeah. Metal brings us together, man. Yeah, it's a big brotherhood.
Man or Mouse. You remember that?
I remember that song. Yeah.
Do you remember when we
it's
were
from the Book of Heavy Metal.
Yeah, exactly. Do you remember when we were in Germany? This story is not really nice.
What happened?
Your drummer went into one of those booths when you and you had to go to the toilet in the waste basket.
Are you talking about that sex shop?
Yeah.
What did he do there?
He went to the bathroom.
Oh.
In one of those booths.
Yeah? Oh, he did. Oh, he did that. Somehow I thought it was one guy from your camp, not from our camp.
No, that's too much for us. We are mesiga.
Right, I mean, I had forgotten about that too, actually.
Any more guitar questions or different ones?
Another question. What kind of pickups are you using?
Ah, yes, actually, a good one. They're white pickups, these ones. Actually, I use Seymour Duncan pickups. This is actually my own signature pickups that I developed with them. They're called Fire Blackouts. It's kind of funny because these are white and they're called Blackouts. Usually they're black, but just for this guitar I ordered them in white. The cool thing about these pickups is that they look passive, but they are active. So the preamp is under the volume knob. Because I went to Seymour Duncan a couple of years ago and I said to them, why do you have to either be, like if you're a guitar player, you either have to choose active pickups or passive pickups. Why can't you combine both worlds together? What's up with that? It's been like so many decades now, and they're like, that's a good one. And they try to develop something like that, and we went through different prototypes. So, anyways, what this thing does is you have a really high output, obviously, a lot more distortion, and they're really hot pickups. And however, they respond to your picking and your dynamics as a passive pickup would, which I think is pretty unique. I don't think there's anything like that out in the market, and I'm proud that I developed these pickups with them. It was great. I've been to their factory in Santa Barbara, and it's great. They gave me actually some pickups they wound just right there then for Jimmy Page, and they gave me a pair of those, and some. That's it. Anybody else?
Your amplifier.
My amplifier. Actually, since we started talking gear, maybe I can do a little run through. They're called Black Star amps. They're from England. It's actually the same guys that worked for Marshall for a lot of years, and they formed their own company. These are pretty heavy-duty amps. This is my signature model. It's called Blackfire 200. It's a 200-watt head, 4-channel amp. Yeah, they're pretty heavy amps. They sound heavy. I feel sorry for my guitar tech that has to carry that shit every day. I've been using them actually. The first time I started using them was when I recorded Scream album with Ozzy, and that's when the company was starting out, and they brought one of their amps to the studio to check it out. And I said, I'll check it out, I'll tell you what I think. And we ended up doing most of the album with that amp. And then a few months later, I took it on the road, and it was really trustworthy and great amps. And we ended up designing my own amp. And then moving on to the guitars, I've been playing ESP guitars for about 10 years. Again, this is my own model, and it's these weird shapes guitars that they're called Random Star because it's like a random star. You see what they did there? And we've had various different variations in different colors and stuff over the years. And, I got my inlays and all that stuff in there. And my pedal setup is very simple. Just a tuner. Usually I have a wah pedal. I didn't bring it today because I was too lazy to carry it. I have a little overdrive pedal. It's called the G Screamer. You know, from G, last name. So it's my signature pedal I developed with BBE. It's like a little booster thing, which I step on it for the solos to give me a little bit of that extra sustain, and just a chorus pedal. And that's it. It's a basic setup. My main sound comes from this amp right here.
Great sound.
Thank you.
Both for rhythm and solo.
It's yeah. Thank you. It's
which is unusual. It's usually.
I think it's important to have one good sound that you can play. You know, it sums up what you are about as a player, and that's what I was looking for, and it's good. It's a really good amp, so I'm very pleased with it. And anything else? Maybe anybody wants to.
Do you use thicker or thinner strings in general for your guitars?
Actually, my strings are it starts from 10 gauge and it's up to 56, so it's like a 10s and 13s mixed up together. I'm doing a whole step down. So it's detuning. The reason why I choose heavier strings is because I don't want them to be too slinky, you know, especially when you do like the low, heavy chugging riffs. You know, I want that. It's good to have that kind of like the string kind of like hitting back at you. Yeah. And these are elixir strings, which is very cool. And the reason why I started using them because it's this anti-rusting coating. Which when I could not afford a guitar tech, it came in handy because you would go on a tour and you would change one pair of strings for the whole tour. So, but they're great. They sound great. They have a really good sound. So yeah, you've I know you guys did a really successful show with HammerFall Wacken this year, and you guys are taking a break now.
Yes.
So what are you doing? Have you been playing the drums?
I have.
For anybody else these days?
Well, here and there.
Here and there? You can play locally here?
Joakim, the singer, his pop band I've been playing with. Been playing with Full Force with Stefan, you know.
Stefan Lundgren, yeah.
Yeah. And Stefan Rosqvist.
Mm-hmm.
And
are you doing any tours or like one-off shows or?
It's been 2-3 offs.
So far, yeah.
And then I've been playing with my brother, stand-up bass. We play jazz.
Are you guys planning to do any like Johansson Brothers album again?
Not really. I don't know. Like maybe. I mean, there's only like 100 freaks in every country that likes that stuff, anyways. So it's like too much work for sending 300 albums.
I know what you mean. I mean, it's but it's like, you know, obviously you would do it for the.
I've been playing
joy
in a dance band too.
Dance band?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That must be a different experience.
Gråtinga tårar. It's like a very famous song.
Okay.
Don't weep any tears. Yeah, it's a different experience. These guys, it's not really a dance band, it's like a hard boog.
Hard what?
Boog. B-U-G-G. It's really an awful dance band in Sweden. It's very stiff and very stretched. But that's what I'm doing. It's interesting.
Are you playing any Eddie Medusa covers?
No, unfortunately. No, it's serious. It's like, I don't know, that's what I have been doing. And, yeah, well,
okay.
Every week.
That's cool.
Tour bus, it's funny, their tour bus cost equally much as, you know, the one of us we used to have cost of rent one weekend. That's how much they paid for it.
For a day, you mean?
Yeah, for a day, yeah, no, they paid, it's very different nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a good experience. You know, you carry the PA with you.
Yeah.
Which is weird. But
also you go for your own full production out there.
Yeah, full production, it might be overstating the whole thing. But I mean, it's like, so lights like this, and the PA is actually bigger than it's bigger than this, but not much.
Okay.
But well, it's interesting. You know, you learn to play a little bit soft and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, you know, I always thought everything. I mean, we are playing in heavy metal bands, but it's all about dynamics, and I think it's missing a lot in heavy metal these days. A lot of bands seem to kind of have forgotten that.
Yeah, the younger kids. I mean, now you're young too, but you still
But I know all these older influences in my playing, so I always try to incorporate that in the music. It's good to have like ups and downs, and you know, like that's what makes an already good song a great song. You know, like it's about the dynamics and how you execute it. So Yeah. So.
What is your plans? I mean, you're going to do a solo album?
Yeah.
I'm not used to talking about that. Yeah, you're going to do a solo album? Is it written?
I'm working on it right now. It's actually being mixed as we speak in Los Angeles, and it's going to be a mix of instrumental songs and songs with vocals. Mostly songs with vocals. I have a lot of different singers on it, a lot of great people. A few different bass players, a couple of drummers, and I played all guitars and keyboards on it, and I played bass on some of the songs as well. And it's different from what I do with Firewind. It's more of a rock and roll kind of record, you know, some more commercial rock stuff, you know, more radio friendly, and then there's some more like classic rock vibe on some of the stuff. There's some instrumentals that are a bit more bluesy, and then there's a couple of instrumentals that are really shredding. So it's a bit of a mix in there, and I'm hoping to release it in the spring of 2014.
Do you have a label?
Yes, I do. I just signed. I cannot announce all that yet, but we're going to be making announcements very soon. So, you know, next year I'm planning to do some tours with my solo band. Hopefully we can come to Sweden.
Are you writing for Ozzy's band?
I've been writing some ideas, and you know, even when we were on tour a couple of years ago, we wrote some stuff on the road. But then, you know, the Black Sabbath reunion came up, and he's very busy with that right now. I think they're just finishing up South America. So we're gonna get back to the material, I guess, when everything winds down with Sabbath.
Is it like he is on TV, or is he a different person?
I'm sorry, what?
How is he behaving? Is it like...
He's a very funny guy. It's hard to be in the same room with him and not laugh after 2 minutes or something. He will say something really hilarious, and yeah, I just love hanging out with him. Every moment is very precious, you know, you spend with that guy. It's just, and he has the craziest and funniest stories to share, which kind of like reminds me of, maybe you can tell us a couple of stories. I mean, like I said, I'm a big Rising Force fan, so I would love to know what happened with the Live in Leningrad years, or era.
Yeah, well...
How was that first visit in Moscow?
In Moscow?
Or in St. Petersburg you played?
Yeah, we played both. I mean, talking about that time is how much time do you have?
do you remember?
Oh yeah. I was the wimp. I was the one that didn't.
Oh, you were the guy that didn't do drugs.
Yeah, and didn't drink that much. I mean, we drank like normal Swedish guys, maybe Friday night, even though we maybe did it on Tuesday night, but it was more than once a week or so. Oh, come on, you fucking wimps, you should drink more. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
You heard it probably.
But obviously, was Joe Turner drinking as hard or no?
Oh yeah. He was like drinking on stage. He had mugs, plastic mugs with only vodka.
Wow.
Not in the mixer.
Oh God.
The more he drank, the funnier he got. I mean, the timing was. With him, we played a lot of tricks. My brother, who played the keyboards, he would start a song that normally went in E. He would start in A. Oh. You know, just so the range would be all fucked up. But Joey, he's very musical. I mean, he's very talented, so he would adapt right away. He wouldn't really realize what was wrong. Probably thought, oh. So, but he would hit, I don't know.
So he would sing like 4 tones up or something?
No, he would just sing lower, you know.
Okay, yeah.
He would just find his way and improvise.
Cool. I was just saying to ANDERS a few minutes earlier that I just remember I heard Odyssey again after years, because I had the vinyl and I don't have a vinyl player, turntable anymore. So I listened to it in a friend's car the other day, and I remember what a great album that was, and I just bought it on iTunes again and been listening to it on the way up here to Sweden. I love that album, and yeah. I mean, what was that session like?
Well, Ingrid just came out of a car accident. He was in coma.
Yeah.
So the sessions were, it was me and my brother and the producer who recorded the songs, and we took parts from his old demos and put together. And a lot of them, the songs were written in the studio. But then when he had woken up, sort of. It was kind of strange and slow in the beginning.
So he had done a pre-production in the studio, and then kind of like used the tracks to kind of like re-record everything?
Well, it was like, always with Ingrid, it was like we were supposed to rehearse and write songs, but we were only jamming. And so we came to the studio and nothing was done. And a lot of the times it was done there. But back then nobody cared, kind of. You know, right. How was it?
Yeah, probably different times then. It was more
Very
free. I mean, these days you're like, okay, here's your recording budget, €2,000. You have to make, you have to book the studio, do the mastering artwork with that, and you have to.
Nowadays you don't even have to play properly anymore. I mean, if you're a drummer and. I mean,
Oh yeah, everything can be edited and everything. Yeah, it's easier. Yeah.
I don't know. I think it sounds weird somehow, but maybe I'm old school.
I think it's bad for probably musicians that have not done their homework, because then they're probably not going to be able to pull that off on stage. But for players that they know how to do this stuff and they can pull it off, it's good that if technology can help you with that. You know, I agree with that. And you know, provided you can actually, whatever you put on tape, you gotta back it up live. You know?
Back in the 80s, I mean, we recorded on 2-track, and
yeah,
you couldn't even edit. I mean, you had to.
No, you had to do one good take throughout. Yeah.
You got 3 chances. Otherwise, they thought the tapes were deteriorating.
Okay.
So if you didn't do it in 3 takes, they started shaking their heads.
Wow.
Sorry. Usually it was done in 1 take though, because nobody wanted to spend more time.
Right.
Yeah,
Let's get finish that song, go to the bar. Well, that's cool. Yeah.
Different times.
Different times. Yeah. I mean, I somehow, you know, I wish like some people have said like, you know, when they say, oh, if you had a time machine, where would you travel? For me, I would either go back to either ancient Greece to see how those fuckers were like and what they were thinking, or probably the 80s and see the whole rock and heavy metal scene then.
You would fit right in.
Cool.
In both.
An ancient Greek in Hollywood.
I don't know if you guys realize this, but our language comes a lot from the old Greek stuff.
Well, I mean, like we were saying, a lot of the terms, a lot of maybe
thermometer. No, I mean,
thermometer. Yeah, thermometer.
You say warm, so thermal.
Thermal, yeah.
Thermal.
Yeah.
And you say.
Cryo is cold.
Cryo, like cryostat. What was that when you put dead people in? Cryotechnician. Yeah, well, it's the same here.
Yeah. So now you can speak Greek too.
I can say kalispera.
No. Good evening.
I can say, what was the other word you say? What was that again? I don't understand. I don't think anybody understands that. What was it again?
You mean the...
Yeah, that.
Cock, you mean?
No. What? Worse.
There's so many kids in the audience, so we're sharing.
Well, they're probably from Sweden.
Yeah, so they know. They already know it in Greek.
So you probably have a schedule to play 5-6 more songs here.
I can play a couple more songs and we can chat again.
If they want to hear.
If you guys want to hear some
more. They're not so shy anymore next time, so they can ask questions.
Yeah. Now they laughed a few times, so they're getting warmed up. So you guys want to hear some more music?
Yes.
Woo!